What is even loop in JavaScript? The even loop is a queue of callback functions. When an asynchronous function executes, the callback function is pushed into the queue. The JavaScript engine doesn't start processing the even loop until the synchronous function has finished executing the code. The job of even loop is to constantly monitor the message queue and execution stack and push the first callback function to execution stack as soon as execution context is empty. If you want to know about even loop, you need to know about three different concepts in JavaScript. The first one is the stack, the second one is heap, and the third one is message queue. When a JavaScript function is about to be executed, it's added to the stack. If that function calls another function within it, then that function gets called to the top of the stack. Let's look at the example. As you can see in this code, we have two functions, a square function and cube function. When we call the cube function add to the stack. And after that, because we call the square function inside of cube function, the square function at the top of the stack. When the JavaScript wants to execute the code, first of all, SQL function pop from the stack, and after that, cube function pop from the stack. This is how the stack is work. What is heap? This is where all the memory allocation happens for your variable that you have defined in your program. Let's look at the example. As you can see, we have a function, and inside the function we define a variable. This variable actually placed in somewhere in your memory based on heap memory. Event queue. What is the event queue? JavaScript runtimes contain a message queue which stores a list of messages to be processed and their associated callback functions. This is all you need to know about the event queue. The event loop is a term given to the process of the waiting for queue to receive a message synchronously. The increment that the event loop moves in is called the tick, and every time it tick, it checks if call stack is empty. If so, it adds the top function in the event queue to call stack and execute it. Once it's finished processing this function, it starts ticking again. This diagram is simple and great.